Hello, my name is Javier Santos, and this is my social media plan for Dos X Lager. In this presentation, we're going to see the strategy, tactic, measurement, and conclusion. We're going to start with the strategy, analyzing our key competitor, which is Corona, the number one imported beer in the US with 29% of share. Dos X Lager is placed in number 7. The social media activity, Dos X is a brand with more followers in Facebook. The main topic of conversation are quotes about the most interesting men where consumers post their own legend lines about this character. On the other hand, Corona users post pictures about their vacations. Corona has 3 times more Twitter users thanks to their platform Corona Music. Next slide, consumers. I like how Paul Smiley described his consumers, males who consider themselves trend leaders and a cut above mainstream frat boys. They like to be seen as interesting men with very active lifestyles and energetic social lifestyles. They like to collect stories and experiences. Our strategy is to continue talking to these consumers and reach 2 new targets, women and Hispanic. Why Hispanics? They represent 16% of the US population, and women represent 1/4 of the US beer consumption by volume in this country. Marketing goals drive incremental market share to jump from number 7 place to number 5. Social media goals increase by 5% the users of Facebook, 50% Twitter users, and incorporate music platforms into the social media mix. Why? Because right now, 47 millions of Americans are using internet radio, and they're using it in an average of 10 hours per week. Now I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis, starting with the strengths for Dos Equis Lager. Social media is a success and followers are sharing their own content. The campaign has been keeping engaged people since 2009. Weakness, 4 years using the same campaign, which means that consumers could be bored about it. Opportunities, unexplored social media vehicles or channels, and threats. After Corona was bought by Anheuser-Busch, Dos Equis can expect a more aggressively marketing investment from them. The other thing is that craft beers are the new cool thing and is engaging consumers through social media campaigns. In the next segment of my presentation, we're going to talk about tactics. So the first goal is to increase 5% Facebook users. The strategy is to use our current consumer base to invite their friends to join our Facebook page through promotions where consumers are going to be tagging their friends. For Twitter, we are planning to engage Hispanic consumers through the usage of famous musicians and actors to talk about the Dos Equis Lager and bring their followers to our web or to our Twitter page. For or to incorporate music platform in the social media mix, I'm planning to create a Dos Equis internet radio station with the most interesting music in the world, with options like new artists, musicians, and have people talking about music like the most interesting musicians in the world, like Bob Dylan and Elvis Costello, etc. Now we're going to talk about measurements. So key performance indicators are influence consumers to post, write, share comments, reach new consumers, new channel, new comments, and new blogs, and conversation and transaction, which is everything related with sales, profit to the company, mainly. Who are we going or how are we going to measure each initiative? Facebook with new users, likes, comments, tags. This is the most important. Twitter, frequency of visits and new followers, and internet radio, new members and frequency of visits. The communication process that I'm planning to use in these measurements or the companies that I'm planning to use are Reading, Six, and Tracks. The main goals of these companies are track and analyze the social media information, build a consumer base, segment consumers by demographic, which is important for my target or to reach my targets, and create conclusions and recommendations based on consumers' conversation. My objective is to involve all the company departments and use the collected information to help us walk in the correct direction, meaning everybody has to be aligned. Conclusions. Leverage all the hard work and success that Dos Equis have with their most interesting campaign. Bring a larger and broader audience. The brands need to explore new tactics and platforms to continue with the viral buzz. Use celebrities like the most interesting singer or actor in the world And internet radio is the perfect combination to reach a broader audience and bring new consumers. Imagine you can bring the most interesting cowboy to the most interesting heavy metal consumer. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you very much.